नमस्कार। आप सभी लोग अपने अपने घरों पर सकुशल होंगे, ऐसी प्रभु से कामना है। सो स्टूडेंट्स, लेट्स स्टार्ट टू बिगिन आवर न्यू लेसन, दैट इज द photosynthesis in the hair plants. It is very important lesson in the point of view of your examinations as well as in the point of view of your competitions or some any other entrance exams. So especially first of all we have known about the introduction of this photosynthesis. Generally, as you all know that this process can be regulated by the anabolic processes, manufacture of organic compounds, and with the help of the chlorophyll, right, which can be just contain the cell, and it can be capable to absorb the carbon dioxide, water, and so with the help of that, this chlorophyll capable to synthesize the source of energy, means that directly we can say the food. Why it is needed? Because we all know the energy required by all living organisms, which can be directly or indirectly come from the sun. Everybody knows, right? So we can say the ultimate source of the energy on the surface of earth, that is the sunlight. And we can say the sunlight plays an important role in the fixation of carbon dioxide by the conversion of the solar energy into the chemical energy take place, where water plays a significant role during this processes also. Means that directly we can say that the sunlight can fix of the CO2, जो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड हमारे एटमॉस्फेयर की, it can be fixed with the help of the this sunlight and conversion from the solar energy into the chemical energy, and the water also participate over there. Evenly we can say the photosynthesis process by which all green plants, some bacteria and some protists like the Zeuglina uses the energy from the sunlight to produce the sugar, which can be through the cellular respiration produces ATP, and the fuel used by all living organisms. Means generally this ATP is the acts like a fuel or energy currency for all living organisms. So directly we can say the photosynthesis is an important phenomena which can for because of some specific reasons, as we can see, right, as the primary source of energy or release of O2 to the atmosphere. I mean directly we can say it is the important phenomena because of it can capable to provide the primary source of all food on the earth. Means this photosynthesis is very important because of it is the primary source of all food on the earth, and second hand we can say that it is also responsible for the release of the oxygen into the atmosphere by the green plants. Means it is also a source of the oxygen in our atmospheric conditions, so due to which it can be capable, it can be stored or stored over there. Means without photosynthesis it may be the the food and the carbon oxygen is not present on the surface of earth. That's why it is very important on the surface of the earth. Before we study about the different experiments, we have to also know about the raw materials of the photosynthesis. Means especially we can say on the basis of the outlying knowledge, we can say the role of the light, green plants, carbon dioxides generally in the process of the photosynthesis is very important, right? For that we have to just discuss the different experiments, but before that we have to just talk about the some effects of the light, carbon dioxide, chlorophyll and the water, which are essential raw materials for the photosynthesis. So let's begin to the light. Generally, as we all know, the photosynthesis is directly proportional to the intensity of the light. Means generally the rate of photosynthesis, जो हमारी photosynthesis का rate होगा, how the photosynthesis can going on, it can be always depend on the intensity of the light. Means if the light intensity is higher, what will happen? If the light intensity is lower, there is a different will occurs. So directly we can say the necessity of the light for the photosynthesis is necessary for the process of this preparation of the food. Evenly we can say the photosynthesis can be shown by the fixing or the dark paper on the leaf of the well watered, but detracted plant cannot show the such processes in that particular condition, especially for the 48 hours in the dark places. But on the after that we can say if we can use the setup in the exposure of the sunlight for the 22 to 6 hours, the we can see the removing of paper, the test of the starch is performed, especially if you are remembering that light is necessary for the photosynthesis in class 10th, राइट तो वहाँ एक्सपेरिमेंट करते हैं कि डार्क अगर हम एक लीफ के ऊपर डार्क रिएक्शन या डार्क पेपर कवर कर देते हैं अप टू 48 आवर्स, तो इज इट दैट लीफ कैन नॉट शोज द experiment or presence of the starch in the leaf. But on the other hand, if it is not shown in the found into the in front of light, it can show the presence of leaf. So we can say light is very necessary for the preparation of the food in the plant. So we can say that the starch is produced only in the area or only in that leaf which can be source or that exposes for the light. So we can say light is necessary for the photosynthesis. On the other hand, we can say use the carbon dioxide, means how the carbon dioxide is very necessary. For that we have also you have done an experiment in which you have again used the KOH, where the KOH can be always capable to absorb the CO2 inside the jar or inside that place where we are putting the leaf. So only the leaf which can the part of leaf which can be inside the jar where CO2 is absent, and the other part which is present in front of the light where CO2 is present. So the both part of the leaf can be sourced. That in one part the preparation of the starch occurs, but on the other part the starch will not form. So we can that experiment can also prove that CO2 is necessary for the photosynthesis. And then we have to know that the chlorophyll, right? For that we have to use some special type of leaf. We can say that we have to take the two leaves, right, in which we have to take a variegated leaf. Of what about this variegated leaf? We can say the leaf that must partially covered with the black paper, and another leaf that must be exposed to the light. So when we can say when these leaves are tested with the presence of starch, it was observed that the photosynthesis had occurred only in the green part of the leaf in the presence of the light, which can be ensured that chlorophyll is essential for the photosynthesis. And one more material, that is known as water. Water is very necessary for the photosynthesis in that condition. So we can say, if we can say radio labeling of the oxygen in the water molecules, it is confirmed that the O2 is released during the photosynthesis comes from the water, not from the CO2. If the different experiments radio labeling can be done on this process, in that particular condition we can say the CO2 which can be expelled during the photosynthesis process, it can be always due to the breakdown of the water, not the carbon dioxide. So we can say these are the very important features, very important raw materials for the photosynthesis. And then we have to talk about some discoveries of the photosynthesis. Means especially there is a one special experiment which can be done by the Joseph Priestley in 1770. He performed the different series of the experiment with the bell jar, candle and mouse. Right? He tried to explain that it is the photosynthesis process very necessary for that particular process. Means he explained the such conditions. And in that particular conditions, especially they shows about this that the role of air in the photosynthesis is very necessary. Means how we can say that the role of air in the photosynthesis is very necessary. So for that Joseph Priestley also performed some special activities over there. So especially we can say the series of experiment means we done lots of experiment to show this. And he observed that a burning candle, suppose he started in first conditions, he observed that the burning candle or respiring mouse is closed space, right, especially in the well jar, so they can existed over there, and due to that condition, the suffocation, the mouse was dead in that particular conditions. Especially you can just see in the first experiment in this that he started to burn a candle in a bell jar and a living mouse is placed over there. But due to consuming of all O2 from that jar, right, in the burning of candle, after that, burning candle can be produce a bad, or we can say foul gas over there, due to which the mouse gets suffocated and it will die over there, and it dies over there. So we can say the burning candle and the animals, because of the that conditions, means this burning candle can be capable to just destroy the life of that mouse inside the jar. But on the other hand, you can just know that the when there is a plant is placed inside the jar, right? So when the a plant is placed inside the jar, the burning candle and the mouse are also placed inside the jar, and he observed that the mouse stayed alive, also candle continue to be burned. अब आप देख रहे होंगे फर्स्ट कंडीशन में क्या हुआ कि कैंडल, अगर हम जनरल वे में देखें कि हमें कैंडल जलाया, उसको फिर एक जार रख दें तो कैंडल कुछ ही देर में बुझ जाती है, तो वी कैन से दैट द ऑक्सीजन इज नेसेसरी फॉर द बर्निंग. But on the other hand, if we talking about this reactions, we can put this animals in the jar. So after that, due to the burning of candle, the total O2 is consumed by the candle, and there is a foul gases is found in the jar, and due to suffocation, evenly the candle can also off, as well as the mouse can die. But in his next experiment, when he placed a living mint plant in his bell jar, he saw the candle is continue to burn, the mouse is continue to live over there, right? So on the basis of his experiment, he just came at its conclusion that according to his hypothesis, he explained that the foul air produced by the burning of the candle and the mouse respire could be converted into the pure air by the plant. Means generally the total gas which can be present, the foul gas which can be present inside the jar, even due to the mouse respiration or due to the burning candle, that can be just converted or consumed by the plant into the pure air. So both are continued to be alive. As with the help of this experiment, he explained such a experiment over there with the help of this one. Then there is another thing that we can say. You all have heard about the bubbles of the evolved from the aquatic plants. Means generally the different scientists has shown the different experiments, right? So Jan Engelhorst in 1730 or 1719, he showed that the light is essential for the plant processing, right? And purifies the air and falls burning candles and burning animals. For that, he generally shows the different another experiments, especially on the basis of the aquatic plant, right? He just started to do his experiment. During his experiment, he shows that during the bright light, formation of the bubbles take place around the green plant in the aquatic plant conditions. उन्होंने देखा कि जो ब्राइट लाइट थी उस समय जो हमारे प्लांट एक्वाटिक प्लांट्स थे, राइट, जो जार में एक्सपेरिमेंटल कंडीशन में रखे गए थे, तो उसके पास में देयर लॉट्स ऑफ बबल्स आर फाउंड इन नियर टू दैट वन, राइट. एंड द सेम एक्सपेरिमेंट ही डू इन द दैट लाइट ऑल्सो. मीन्स ही जस्ट पुट दैट जार इन टू द dark places, but these bubbles are not found over there. So he concludes that the bubbles that can observe especially where the oxygen are found over there, but they showed only green plants, and plant could release the oxygen. Means generally during the as I have told you that the light is necessary for the photosynthesis, there are lots of experiments done according to his especially Jan A.G. Houses can also do the such process, but he explained that the O2 is evolved during the photosynthesis, right, especially in the aquatic plant. He also explained that light is necessary in that particular conditions, right. Evenly some other scientists can also perform the different activities, especially and that green plant perform the photosynthesis, means only green plants. This was explained by the Julius von Sachs in 1854. Right? He provided evidences that the glucose is produced when the plants grow, which can be usually stored as a starch formation. Means on the basis of experiment of the Julius von Sachs in 1854, he explained about that the glucose is produced when the plant grow in that particular conditions. So he on the basis of he generally shows that the green substances, especially chlorophyll, found to be located in the special bodies called the chloroplast. As we all known in the plant cell experiment, that chlorophyll is generally found into the chloroplast. Only so on the basis of this experiment, he give a conclusion that the green parts are that place in the plant where the production of the glucose take place, that place, and the same gets converted into the formation of starch for the storage of food. He concluded that the glucose can be formed especially in that particular region where it can be stored in the formation of the starch. So this way the different ways, and then the another thing, as we have talked about the light one. So especially we all know that the green blue light is best for the photosynthesis. For that, especially the T.W. Engelmann performed an interesting experiment for the plants. Especially he explained that split light using the prism with green algae cladophora placed in the suspension aerobic bacteria, and bacteria were used to detect the site of the oxygen and evolutions. For that he did the sub-species experiments over there. So according to the T.W. Engelmann and his experiments, right, with the cladophora, he split light into the spectral components by using prism, especially with the help of that prism. He just spread the light with right. Then they eliminated the algae placed in the suspension of the aerobic bacteria, that is Rhodospirillum, right, and he noticed that the accumulations of the bacteria was mainly in the region of the blue and red light of the split spectrum. Means he generally just give this process that the accumulation of the bacteria was mainly in the region of the blue and red light of the split spectrum. Means on the basis of his experiment, he concluded that the photosynthesis was thus described with the roughly resembles to absorption of spectra and chlorophyll A and B. Therefore, we can say the key features of the photosynthesis were known by the middle of the 19th century, which can be detailed. The plants requires light energy harvested from the sunlight and the formation of the carbohydrate from the carbon dioxide and water. I mean, generally, after into the 19th century, the most of the probable experiments can be done in which it can be explained that especially the synthesis of the carbohydrates with the help of the carbon dioxide and the water is done in those places. Especially as we all know that the carbohydrate, we can say directly the 6 carbonic substances or the 6 carbon glucose which can be found over there. So directly we can say whenever it can be done, especially the carbon dioxide and water, it will always form the CH2O with the help of oxygens during the light reactions. So directly we can say the CH2O belongs to the carbohydrate group, right? So on the basis of this we can be generally just found over there. But there is one more thing, especially that experiment can be concluded by another scientist, that is Cornelius von Nell, right? He explained especially that O2 is evolved in the photosynthesis from the water. I mean, generally, as we generally sometimes some people can say it can be evolved from the carbon dioxide, but especially according to Cornelius von Nell, he just explained about this, that the CO2 is evolved during the photosynthesis. For that he also explained that especially generally on his experiment he just studies about the purple and the green sulfur bacteria, that we can say photosynthetic, bacteria is understanding for the photosynthesis. They demonstrate that during the process of the photosynthesis, the hydrogen from the suitable oxidable compounds transfer, which can be reduces carbon dioxide to the carbohydrate into the presence of the sunlight. Directly we can say, as in the reactions, right, that the hydrogen and any chlorophyll A and carbon dioxide light, due to which it can be always helpful for the formation of the water as well as the carbohydrates, right. With the help of those, he ultimately concluded that the photosynthesis is light dependent phenomena. Generally he explained that the photosynthesis is always depend on the light, right. Further, generally he states that in the photosynthetic bacteria, especially that can be a hydrogen donor in that particular condition, which can be concluded over, especially according to the Cornelius Van Nel. He just explained these experiments that light is nearly necessary for the photosynthesis, or we can say the photosynthesis is the light dependent phenomena. And he also stated that in that photosynthetic bacteria, that is H2S, acts as a hydrogen donor which get oxidized to sulfur, right, means, and due to so this bacteria does not evolve O2, right, whenever it can oxidize, so and to sulfur it does not give any or evolve O2. That's why during the process of the photosynthesis, while in case of the green plants, H2O act as the hydrogen donor which evolve O2 as the product. So students, don't confuse over there. Generally we are going to prove that we will get the oxygen with the help of the splitting of the water, not splitting of the carbon dioxide. For that he explained that, especially just pay attention, that the photosynthetic bacteria H2S act as a donor, hydrogen donor, which gets oxidized to the sulfur, राइट. सो द बैक्टीरिया डज नॉट इवॉल्व ऑक्सीजन, यानी कि जब आपका H2S से ब्रेक करता है तो उसमें हाइड्रोजन डोनर होता है, तो उसमें क्या होता है, जिसमें आपकी ऑक्सीडाइज सल्फर को ऑक्सीडाइजेशन हो जाता है, लेकिन उसमें क्या होता है, हाइड्रोजन निकल जाती है, लेकिन इट विल नॉट इवॉल्व द ऑक्सीजन. उसमें बैक्टीरिया डज नॉट इवॉल्व, मीन बैक्टीरिया विल नॉट कंज्यूम द ऑक्सीजन. In the same way, during the process of photosynthesis, while in the case of the green plants, we can say the H2O acts like a hydrogen donor which can be evolved O2 as the product, right? उसमें ऑक्सीजन क्या होती है, इवॉल्व हो जाती है. So we can say directly that oxygen which can be evolved by the green plants comes from the water, not from the carbon dioxide. So it can be later proved with the help of the radioisotopic techniques. Means generally after this, in the previous condition, in the according to Cornelius Van Nel, in that particular there are not so many techniques. Generally he explained about this one manually, but in case of with the help of the some techniques, that is radioisotopic techniques, which can be also prove this experiment directly, we can say, especially as we all know the such reactions which can be seen in the last, especially this one, that carbon dioxide, water, and during the presence of light it will form the carbon, this especially glucose, water and the oxygen, right. So this can be proved by directly the Cornelius Van Leeuwenhoek. Especially he explained that the oxygen is evolved during the photosynthesis, it can be comes from the water, not from the carbon dioxide. Okay, I think everybody understand. So especially in this experiment he just done the especially two types of the photosynthesis, that is oxygenic photosynthesis, in which he explained that the cyanobacterium oxidatoria, right, which can be water is the electron donor and the O2 is evolved. But on the other hand, we can non-oxygenic photosynthesis in which rhodospirillum, that is purple non-sulfur bacteria, that is chlorobium or the green sulfur bacterium or the chlorobium purple sulfur bacterium, carry out the photosynthesis by using the H2S. It is the electron donor. For that there is a O2 is not evolved, instead the sulfur is byproduct. Thus the bacterium photosynthesis is called the anaxogenic or the non-oxygenic photosynthesis. Means generally in those places this photosynthesis process will occurs. But in case of the non-oxygenic photosynthesis, the oxygen is not evolved, but oxygenic photosynthesis where the oxygen is evolved, in which especially the cyanobacteria or the oxytoluria, which can be utilized over there, especially in that in which the water is electron donor and the O2 is evolved. But in case of the other non-oxygenic photosynthesis where they have the H2S, right, where as an electronic donor, where O2 is not evolved. So directly, and the main conclusion is that the oxygen which can be evolved or which existed due to the breaking of the water, not to the oxygen. Thank you.